Hello everyone, this is Jimmy and welcome to Project Ozone 3, Episode 4. First things first, I got a tip in the comments of last episode or the one before, I don't remember, that told me that I can make some basic armor, namely the lapis armor. There's actually two types of lapis armor, but well, let's take a look at the way most armor works in this game. So most armor requires a previous tier armor. So this lapis requires this iron, and this iron chest requires this lead chest piece, which requires this nickel chest piece, which yada 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 yada. And in fact, there's a very long quest line somewhere. Eh, I just like this new quest book. It makes it difficult to tell, but here's basically the chain. You go down this way and snake around, and then once you get to Emeratic, you need the next tier workbench. But I think Cobalt armor actually requires Emeratic. So yeah, that's your like armor progression. We're not gonna do that yet. We're not quite at that point. So instead, if we look at the mechanism, lapis armor though, it can just be made using lapis. So we're gonna make some basic armor so that we have at least a little bit of protection, you know? Alright, there we go. Now we have, I guess that's about iron tier protection. Another thing I did between episodes was I added a basic item sorting system, or at least an item storage system to our mob farm. So all it is the items get collected into this crate, and then all the drops, well, let's start, all the loot bags get stuffed into this loot bag storage, which is effectively just like it just stores all types of loot bags as like credits, and then you can choose what type of loot bag you want to withdraw. So if I want, you know, legendary bags, right, it takes 256 credits each. And then everything else gets stored into this drawer system, and every drawer has at least one void, well, exactly one void upgrade and maybe a couple storage upgrades. So yeah, that's currently our mob system. I added a small patch of grass here just to spawn passive mobs. So we have like cows, sheep, pigs, Valentine's cows. Anyways, these fluid cows are pretty cool. They do I have a bucket on me? When you harvest them, instead of getting milk, you get whatever their fluid is. Of course, there's most of these are of questionable value. You know, is a liquid magma cow useful? Probably not. No, but you know, some of the other moo cows might be, or fluid cows might be. Oh, and a chicken. We need a chicken because I needed some eggs. All right. Anyways, sometime later I'll probably sort this, you know, by animal type. But for now, just having them spawn there is good enough. So let's talk about what we want to do today. Oh, the other thing I did was I gave in and I made an 8x8 sifting with iron meshes. This lets you sift a whole stack of stuff at a time. Because I didn't want to make the auto sifter quite yet, but I had to sift a little bit of stuff. So, oh well. We'll reuse those sifters when we make our auto sifter. So the thing I want to do first today is make the advanced Tinkers, or basically the Tinkers Smeltery. This will give us access to, you know, all of the features in Tinker's Construct, including alloys, which I think is a good place to be next. The other thing is to do the auto sifter. So let's set those two as our goals for today. And we'll do the smeltery first. So to make a smelter, we need some grout, which is the vanilla recipe. Cool. So I'm just gonna hammer up a little cobble and make us some grout. So since this takes a considerable amount of clay, I also sped up our clay automation, well, not quite automation, but our clay making system a little bit. We can quite easily automate this by just using a hopper to put dust in and using another hopper to pull the clay out. This is just an infinite water source with a liquid transposer to move the water very quickly between the two. So once we have this clay, though, I think we can make a significant batch of grout. And on second thought, I actually don't even think we need that much grout. Right, we use grout to we melt it into seared stone, but we can also just melt cobblestone once we have an actual smeltery into seared stone. And can we even melt compressed cobble? Yeah, we can. Okay, anyways, let's make, I don't know, a couple stacks of this. About 2 stacks. About 3 stacks. And then to melt it for now, we have to put it into here, where it melts into seared stone, and we'd want to pour them into ingots, and then we'll need a way to take the ingot out of the table and put it into a chest. So let's make some type of item transfer. Personally, I'm a big fan of item translocators if you only have to move them a single block. Where's my gold? I also made a factorizer at one point to, make ink blocks and ingots and interchange between the two. Alright, anyways, so once we have this will automatically cast our grout into ingots, pour the ingots into, or rather into a seared stone, pour the seared stone into ingots, and store them in our chest. And it'll take it a little bit to get through all 3 stacks, but I'm just going to let this run in the background while I prepare the next thing. Okay, so while that processes, the next thing we want to do is start making the components for the auto sifter. We need we need exactly 1 auto sifter. We want way more than 1 water wheel unless we want to wait forever, and at least, as many axles as you have wheels. So let's see what this takes. Oh, it takes treated wood. Well then, let's roll back a step then. Oh, and that's stone. Okay. Well, since we have to make treated wood, let's make our coke oven. I assume we can make creosote oil in a coke oven. So let's make our coke oven and our blast furnace then, because that's apparently where we have to go next. So this is the same vanilla recipe for coke bricks. All right, and let's take a look at blast bricks. And the same recipe for right, that's another brick. Yeah, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a coke oven and blast furnace, and then we'll work from there. Here we have it: 27 coke bricks and 27 blast bricks. So the way this is made is just you put them in a 3x3, 3 tall, and I think it's a solid. I'll have to put a torch at the top, but yep, and that's our coke oven. And then we'll do it again here for the blast furnace. And for now, we can't automate the blast furnace, but we'll be able to later. So the way the coke oven works is simply, I think we can take some coal and shove it in there. And it'll take a significant amount of time. Does it say how long? No, it doesn't. But it'll turn the coal into coal coke, which has double the burn time, and it produces a bit of the creosote oil that we need. So we're just gonna let that run. I might even make a second one because they're very cheap and they're very slow. More because of the slow than the cheap. And then once we have some coal coke, we can start putting that into the blast furnace to make steel. So yeah, I'm gonna make a second coke oven to speed this process up a little. And here it is, 2 coke ovens. They're both depositing their fluid into this portable tank. They take input from the storage crate, and they put their outputs into this crate for now because we cannot automatically pipe into the crude blast furnace. So all we have to do is put that in here with steel, and this will very slowly make us some steel ingots. So yeah, the coal coke burns for 60 seconds, and I think it takes, doesn't say, about 2 pieces of coal coke to make each steel ingot. But we at least now have a slow steel income. And if we run out of the coal we're putting here, we can also just use wood and it'll make charcoal, which is usable just as well. So I guess now we have to wait for this to run a while as well, because we need enough coal coke to make those water wheels. But it looks like our seared bricks are done. So let's go ahead and make those Tinkers components. Okay, so time to start crafting. For now, let's just make the minimum size smeltery, and then once we have that, we can use it to start melting stone, and we can make, upgrade it as we go. So we need a smeltery controller, which apparently takes a porcelain melter. Okay, let's tear up our porcelain setup now then, because I don't think we need it. Oh, it's not done yet. Then we'll leave that a little bit longer. You know what, let's just wait for this to finish then. This, my estimate, maybe 5 minutes. I'll just, go grab a bite of food, and you can wait 2 seconds. So it's been like 2 minutes, and I got tired of waiting, so I just cooked up more porcelain, which is probably fine because I'm sure we would have needed it anyways. So let's once again start crafting the components. We need porcelain melter, which becomes our smeltery controller. Nice. I do like how these recipes aren't, horrible. They don't take parts from like 7 magic mods and 20 different tech mods. Yet. I'm sure it will. We'll get there. And we'll see if I dread it or not at that point. Alright, what else do we need? A faucet. Alright, faucets are weird. For some reason, the faucet has to be made before you fire it, and everything else is made after you fire it. Let's make 4 faucets then. Let's see, what else do we need? Is that it? We need a drain and the faucet. Did I not take the faucets? Am I crazy? Oh, these are still porcelain faucets, okay. And a drain. How many of these do we want? Let's make 4 for now. And the rest will just turn into your brick. Cool. That's the quest. And then now we just have to put it somewhere. Now I want a rather large smeltery, so I think this area is too cramped. Let's put it let's expand. No, this is where I want to put the water wheels. Let's expand this way a little bit then, and then I'll dedicate some room for a smeltery. So by the magic of the copy paste gadget, we now have a lot more room to work with. I'm thinking I want the entire smeltery in one chunk. This is one thing that I think has significant performance impact. So I'm thinking I'll put it in this chunk and I'll center it here. We can make it, it'll be, I think, 9 by 9 eventually. Maybe just 7 by 7. But for now, how many bricks do we have? 26. That's enough for a 3 by 3 smeltery. So there's that. We need a drain somewhere. Okay, let's put down all the bricks, and then we'll start replacing components. And I want the front facing this side. So let's put the controller here and the tank here. And then we can put our drains on the backside. Seems good to me. And the rest we can just fill in with bricks. And that should be one complete smeltery. There we go, it's lit up. So, let's see, we have enough, we only have 9, it takes 12. Let me see if I have enough bricks to make it 1 level taller, and then we can start, instead of melting grout, we can just directly melt stone. Which will make it much faster to produce more, whoopsies, more seared stone. So ladders. And we'll do something about lighting it up inside, probably, maybe. I guess when there's lava in the tank, that'll light it up. There we go. All right, so let's get some compressed stone and some lava. And a couple, one bucket will do, I guess. At some point, I want to set up a system, over here that just makes lava on source or on site. And into here goes. Where did I put it? Here it is. So this will melt into seared stone, and then we can pour that out and make more ingots. So I'm gonna take down our porcelain melter and move this, like our timer and stuff, over to there, and see you in a second. And it's done. So we have a input chest that's just shoving items into the smeltery, and the output side we have I'm making seared glass, so we have to pour seared stone over glass. Is that still in there? Why didn't it come out automatically? Weird. Anyways, we're making seared glass, and we're making just these seared bricks, which can be turned into seared bricks. What I'll do for now is I'll just let this run for a bit and produce a lot of seared stone so that we can upgrade the size of this smeltery. Once we have a 7x7 or enough materials to make a 7x7 or a 9x9 smeltery, I'll tear this down, build the big one, and then we'll put in all our permanent infrastructure like the automated lava generation. But for now, we have a basic smeltery setup, and for some reason, this is not extracting the glass every time. Weird. I'll look into that. But while this processes, I think we have enough creosote oil to begin making those water wheels. Where we have 20 buckets in here, and I think just a little bit extra spread throughout the other places. Cool. So let's actually, I have a theory. I think, at least in some other mod packs, when you craft with the portable tank, you can directly use it in recipes instead of having to like pull one bucket of whatever out of it at a time. Let's see if that works here too. Good thing we have a lot of wood because we're going to be using quite a bit of it. That does work. And that does 12 buckets at a time. Or 20 buckets at a time. And then we can fill this back up again. Alright, so now that we have treated wood, we can make, where are these things? The water wheels. And does this take, so there's a bunch of stone gears, stone sticks, stone gears, almost all stone, a couple pistons. Alright, I'll just craft this all off camera. So with the creosote oil we were only able to make 7 water wheels, but that's probably enough for us to get started. So I think the way this works is that first we want to place the auto sifter down. This is a block that receives the power, and then we'll want to hook up our our sieves to it. So I picked up the stack of sieves that I placed down earlier, and they automatically connect. So I think I want to put all of them down connected to it. And let's see. I think it was 8x8, right? Because 8x8 is 64. I don't know why sometimes you see like a cobblestone texture there and sometimes you don't. I'm not too worried about it. Can I use a builder's wand here? Hey, I can. Cool. I think that's all I have. And let's put the meshes down. For now, we'll use iron mesh, but we can upgrade to diamond mesh later. Although upgrading 64 diamond meshes seems like that's 6 diamonds each. That's 6 whole stacks of diamonds. Well, once this is automated, it won't, you know, 6 stacks of diamonds won't be nearly as bad. Alright, the next thing we have to do then is pipe items into the sifter. So I have a crate here, and let's see, let's put it here, and let me go make a more item transposers real quick. Alright, so I have a couple item translocators. Use those to pipe items into the sieve. Let's grab a piece of glowstone to speed that up as well. And right now it can't run yet because we haven't powered it, but I think if we put gravel in here, it'll automatically get placed into the sieves. And in fact, I think that's exactly what it did, at least for half a stack of it. Let's hop up and see what it looks like up there. Maybe it didn't do anything. I'm not sure yet. It says progress is 0 though. Well, oh no, there we go. Current stack 32x gravel. So I think what we have to do is power it before it can do anything. And the way that works is with these water wheels. So let's start by running an axle. Can I turn the axles? I cannot. I think they can only run in straight lines. So let's run this axle out here. Oh no, I can turn it. So I can turn it, and can I split it? I can. Cool. So what I'm thinking is we'll run 2 rows of water wheels. If I can place this here. They don't. Oh no, that's not actually connected. Never mind. All right, let's clean this up again. I guess we can only run 1 row of water wheels then. Is there like a gearbox maybe? Let's see. Nope, there's no other items around here that look like that they contribute. Okay, so all we have to do then is place our axles, and then we have to place our water wheels on the axles. We can just start from, let's start from here. Oops, that's not the right way to place it. Maybe the water wheel comes with its own axle. It's been a while since I've done this. So hang in there. Okay, so yeah, it does. So I guess I don't need all these axles. That's alright, they're just made of cobble anyways. So there's our 7 for now. And then what we have to do is we have to get water to flow over them, kind of like the immersive engineering water wheels. And that'll cause us to turn. So let me get some, you know, blocks to contain the water. Maybe I'll make that out of glass. And then we can get some water flowing over this thing. And here we go. So I've powered 2 of the water wheels. I think each water wheel can only provide 0.5 rotation. So with 2, there's 1, I guess, is how that works. And yeah, this is spinning. And you see how slow it is. It's currently at 10%, and there it goes to 20. As we spin up more of these water wheels, this will get quicker. And right now, loot's just spewing all over the top. We'll have to do something about that as well, obviously. So let's go ahead and power these up. I just made an infinite water spring right here so I can snatch water from it as needed. And as we go, we can continue to expand this out. It takes up quite a bit of space, which is why I wanted to build it, you know, a little bit away from the center of our base. Because if we want to make it faster, you know, we're going to have to run 20, 30 water wheels. Anyways, now that we have our 7 water wheels running, this is noticeably faster. In fact, it might actually be fast enough. Maybe I'll go up to like 10 or something to have a nice, neat number. So the next thing we have to do is somehow collect these drones. And running around and collecting them into my inventory is probably not an option. So what I want to do is surround this thing with glass. Let's put a piece of stone there so I can put a ladder on it. Surround this all with glass. That should keep the items from popping off. Like when they pop out, they should stay contained. And then we can just use water to push them into a corner, and then another like ranged item collector of some sort to actually pick up the items. So if I grab a bucket of water, put it here, That should push all the items. Maybe I'll put another bucket of water over here. Yeah, good enough. That'll push all the items towards, this area. And then, of course, right now my magnet's picking it all up. But what I can do is, right under here, I can set up a ranged collector, and that'll suck the items up. So let's go empty out our inventory and maybe take off that magnet so that we can see it work properly. Let's see. Let's put all this stuff into here for now. And obviously we'll need some way to actually store all the drops we get. Probably another drawer system of some sort. Alright, so how do I take my magnet off? I think I need my ability bottle. I can store it. And then let me go make that item collector. Alright, so let's see where we want to put our item collector. The center is right around here, so let's put it, let's put where this torch is, I guess. Goodbye, torch. And we can set that. I think these items were all ones that spilled out before we put the glass on, but I guess we can run more items and find out. So let's throw all this in here. One piece of coal. Alright, and then let's get a few more stacks of gravel to sift through it. Let's do 12 stacks of gravel. So all we have to do is put input items into here. That should automatically send them up to here, where they get sifted. And let me get out of the way so I don't pick up any of the drops. Looks like some of them are still spewing out. So let's make maybe we have to just make our wall one level higher. But it looks like most of the items that don't spew out are successfully being collected as they get pushed into the center, right? But we have a few items getting spewed out on this side. Maybe it's because I have that one block that I have the ladder on. Actually, yeah, I think that's all it is. Let's fix that real quick. How do I do that? I can get rid of the ladder, put the glass here. And then I'll just have to move the ladder one block over. Alright. On second thought, we don't need the ladder here at all because I can get up from over there. So let's watch it for just a little bit longer, make sure it works, and then we can call this project mostly complete. Looks like a little bit is still getting stuck. Okay, let's just make the entire thing one level taller then. Easy as that. And now nothing should be getting thrown out anymore. Cool. So all that's left for this then is to come up with some type of sorting system to stash all the loot that we get from it. And yeah, that's the beginning of our auto sifter. That's the other thing we have to do is automatically, crush the cobble down to its like gravel and stuff. I wonder if there is a easy way to automatically do that. I know we can do it using the pulverizer from thermal expansion, but I wonder if is there like another auto hammer type thing? Doesn't look like it. Looks like our best bet is just the pulverizer. It can crush down cobblestone. All right. Well, I guess once we have some power set up, we can set up a automated system for this. For now, I'll just manually hammer, compress stuff, and throw it in here to sift. Cool. So let's move on to the next project. So the next thing I want to do is set up the storage system for all of our, all the ores that we get off this. But to reasonably store these, I want to store this in a compacting drawer because I'm pretty sure if I, actually I'm not 100% sure anymore. If I put the ore pieces into a compacting drawer, will it compact it into the actual ore chunks? How about I'm going to fire up my test roll real quick and check. Alright, here's a big moment. Let's see if it works. And it does. Cool. Back to our real world. So now that we've concluded that the compacting drawer is where we want to be, we have to actually make them. Now, looking at this recipe, it doesn't look too bad. The aluminum plates we can just make in our smeltery for now. The pistons aren't bad. They just take a fair amount of either electrotine or redstone, but that we can just sift a little bit for. So that's fine. The hard part though is we need these infinity dust blocks. Each one is 9 grains of infinity, and grains of infinity are made either by letting fire burn on bedrock or using fire water. Now apparently fire water, I think in normal mode it was a reward from quest bags, but not anymore. So we can't do that. We could try to make it with like the vat and all, but that requires a fair bit of tech progress just to make a vat. So I don't think we're gonna do that. Instead, we can make grains of infinity using the uh, fire on bedrock method with a flint and steel. So we actually have one piece of bedrock somewhere here. It's under our starting chunk, but I'm not actually quite sure what chunk that is anymore. So let's go find it. A bucket of water, and it's down under here somewhere. There it is. So we have one piece of bedrock right there. Let's go find it specifically. And what we can do is we can set up a dispenser with an observer to automatically light and pick up the drops from that bedrock. So let's. How about I'll build the system out. It'll take a little while because building in the void's a little awkward, but I'll show you how it works when it's done. Alright, this ended up being a slightly different and simpler setup than I had imagined. So here's the one piece of bedrock that we spawned with. It, was part of our spawn island. And all I have is a dispenser filled with flint and steels being activated every 20 seconds. And that's usually enough time for the fire to burn out. And when the fire burns out, there's about a 50% chance that it produces a grain of infinity, which if it does, it'll get sucked into this drawer. Initially, I tried doing something cute with observers to like detect when the fire went out, but apparently, when the fire can change states and activate an observer when it's just burning. I think it's when it attempts to spread. It causes a block update, which the observer detects. So yeah, I'm sure there is a way to detect when the fire goes out more reliably, and trigger the dispenser as soon as that happens. But this is close enough to optimal. It probably produces, I don't know, 25-30% less grains of infinity than if it automatically lit the fire as soon as possible. But that's all right. So it's been a little unfortunate in the time we spent watching it. It hasn't actually produced a single one yet. But I'm pretty sure the actual chances of producing a grains of infinity are about 50%. So each one of these flint and steels will produce about 32. And what I could do is I could just add a hopper and have it automatically refill the dispenser with flint and steels. But the main thing about this will take some time to run. And you see there the fire didn't burn out before the 30 seconds were up. But if that happens, the flint and steel doesn't actually use up a durability. So it's not a big deal. Anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna leave this running for overnight. Hopefully, it'll be enough to generate a couple hundred grains of infinity. You see here, I have storage upgrades in it, so the limit is like it can hold 32,000, and I have a feeling we're not gonna make 32,000 grains of infinity. But anyways, I just want to see one success. Like I know it works because it's worked 3 times. I just want to capture it on camera once. Please fire. There we go. So that produced the grains of infinity, and it got sucked into the drawer. So yep, this will just sit under our base, running for the foreseeable future. So yeah, with that, I think this is a good place to wrap up this episode. We'll have to come back next time when we have enough grains of infinity to go and build a sorting system for all of our sifting output. And I'll probably go ahead and upgrade the size of our smeltery between episodes. Looks like we're out of lava too, but we should have plenty of, yeah, we have plenty of seared brick and seared stone. So I think I'll go ahead and upgrade this to a 9x9 smeltery. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.